Welcome along to Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre. We're here for a Facebook Live, and joining me we have two of the cast of the Addams Family, which is here until Saturday. We have Carrie, Fletcher and Oliver Ormson. Hello.
Hi,
hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, well, thank you for joining us, and thank you for agreeing to come on a little bit of a tour around, because at the start of the show you've got ancestors who appear.
Yes.
They are released from the crypt, and they do stay with you for the whole show.
Yes,
And we're going to look at some of the ancestors of Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre, and to help us do that, I have got Ian Watkins with me. And you've been here doing many a job over the years, haven't you?
Yes, indeed, yes. I'm probably almost qualify as an ancestor.
So we'll be making our way around the theatre with Ian's guidance in a short while's time. But first of all, what a fantastic show to be in, and it is selling so well, and it's testament to the great work that you guys are putting on stage. What's your favourite bits of the show, quickly, just to get us underway?
Well, I think mine's an easy one because my favourite part is Crazier Than You, which we have together. I do have a solo song that terrifies me every single night. So it terrifies me a bit too much to qualify as my favourite part of the show. But Crazier Than You, I've got you on stage with me, so I panic a bit less.
Yeah, that's a good moment. And One Normal Night as well is our sort of duet as well we have, which is also very, very good.
Which includes all the ancestors.
All the ancestors,
they're all there.
Yeah, everything. Look at all.
Well, we'll talk more about that as we make our way around. Have you ever bumped into any ancestors yourselves?
No, not in a theatre. No.
No. I think I had a night terror once. I think that's what they're called. So I don't know if it's
It wasn't
ancestor.
just a lack of hair, Joe.
Yeah. It was. But I was very scared actually. I felt this pressure on my chest, and it was really scary. And I woke up, I was like, oh my God, and he was laughing at me, the ghost. Yeah, he looked like Brian Blessed, the ghost.
Okay, that's unusual. We'll see where this goes to head around. You can get in touch with us as well. If you want to comment on the Facebook feed, then do so, and we'll be having a little look at some of your questions and some of your ghostly stories, as you maybe talk about some of your ancestors as we make our way around. But first of all, Ian, you're going to lead us off on our way, and I think we're heading this way, aren't we?
Yes, indeed. We're going to have a little tour of the building.
Okay.
And go via some of what might be called the hot spots, or cold spots,
Okay.
in the Grand Theatre.
Okay, let's make our way around. This is going to be interesting, because we've got an entire entourage. We've got Adam, Scott, and oh dear, we shouldn't even mention James over there, but he's looking like trouble. But we're going to make our way around. You actually see some of the set from here as well. We'll be going down to the stage in a bit, just to take a little bit of a look at the way in which the Addams Family comes to life in the theatre. So we're going through the doors now. This is a public area, so we're used to people wandering around here, but it can be a little daunting, particularly when some of the ancestors may turn up. And we in fact have one of your ancestors from the show here. So who do we have? Hello.
Hello.
The ancestors don't get to say too much during the show themselves, do they?
No.
But tell us who you are and why you're so resplendently dressed.
I am Queen Anne, who was married to James I. It was actually a bit of a true historical fact in there. She actually was a Danish queen. And she was not beheaded, but she kind of disappeared into obscurity. So I thought she'd be quite a fun person to base my character on.
Absolutely fantastic. And your name in real life?
And I'm actually Rona.
Hello, Rona. Good to meet you. And we have another ancestor.
Who was hiding up there because he wanted to jump out.
I was going to scare you.
That'd be just too cruel. You're not allowed to scare the
Oh no, he does that a lot. A lot.
They're trouble, are they?
He's our resident prankster.
Okay, so full name and costume now.
Raphael Matter Lancho Adams.
I'm hoping that's the real. No, it's not.
And I am a matador.
Yeah.
And my real name is Jacob.
Jacob's almost as cool, so that's all good. Yeah. But you will come round to the make our way around the theatre, won't you?
Yes.
We have a full posse. Let's go for it.
An entourage. The Addams entourage.
So I mean, when it comes down to performing in a show like this, obviously there's a massive dance numbers, and you guys in the ensemble, you keep the whole thing flowing whilst all this action's taking place. It must be great fun taking part in something like that.
Oh, it's massive fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing.
There's never a dull moment. You never stop working. Or you're never doing something behind the set, or because you move the sets, you do the big dance numbers, you do all the songs, and if you're not on stage, sometimes you're singing backstage. And
it's all going on.
The show would fall apart without the ancestors, entirely.
They're a good gang, and we're glad to have them here. But talking grand ancestors and Ian, because we're not far away from one of the big hotspots, are we?
Well, a lot of activity has been reported of an unusual nature in what used to be the Grand's upper circle bar, and it's now actually one of our meeting rooms where we have a lot of events and corporate hospitality of one sort or another. So we always recommend now that people cater for a +1. But the upper circle bar is reputed to be haunted by a former theatre manager who was here some 80 years ago, Percy Purdy, and he was a man of habit, and he would walk the building every night, and he lived in the building. So it's very easy to see how he might perhaps have left a trace of himself.
Maybe lingering a little.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So the stories are, I guess they kind of evolve over the years, don't they?
But you've actually had talk of a key turning in the lock, which is the scary bit.
The reputation was that this door would open itself because there was a very strict routine where bar staff would come in with their tills, lock the door behind them, set the till up, and then open the bar so that the till was secured before the public were allowed in. And countless times people would follow that routine, turn around to find people walking into the room, almost as though, as they had come in, someone had gone out.
Okay, that's very strange. We're approaching Halloween as well, so a little bit worrying as well. Ian, I've read to think what else you're going to tell us as we make our way around. Have you ever found anything strange in your dressing rooms that we can talk about that's been left behind by previous incumbents in the show the week before? Bits of costume, that sort of stuff? No, nothing's happening. Okay, so I think we've got to have a chat with Samantha to leave something for her on-screen sister, because she's here in a couple of weeks' time in Legally Blonde, so we can see what we can sort out with that. So Ian, where should we head to next?
I think we're going down one of the ancient staircases of the building,
Okay.
where every single visitor to the theatre, since it was built in 1894, would potentially have had the opportunity to walk up and down this staircase.
Let's make our way through.
Someone else can go first.
So this is a little bit behind the scenes, and again, we have our ancestors with us. Hopefully, you will protect us from anything that does arrive.
Please do.
So,
You haven't got your dagger.
I don't, I'm so easily scared.
you don't even get a matador's cloak, do you? I mean, I saw the show last night, and as a matador, that must be quite disappointing for you.
It is, but I mean, we get planned.
You do get a sword though.
I do get a sword, and I get a fencing sword, so I get 2 swords. So, you know, I can't really complain.
Yeah, so there's a good fight scene or two in there.
Yes, there is, yeah. Unfortunately, I lose it every single time.
Unfortunately, you can't mix these things up though, can you? Right, here we go through into our next area, and it's quite dark down here. So if we gather the gang around, and it must be interesting when you go to different places and different buildings, because you see all sorts of history, and obviously the Grand being one of the oldest theatres probably on your tour. Is it exciting when you go to these places? Do you enjoy to explore?
Yeah, it's great. In fact, on my last tour, I did a little ghost hunt with the guy who's playing Fester at the moment, Scott Page, and we definitely heard something. And like people say we didn't hear it, and we've got it on camera, and everyone says, "No, I can't hear it." When you were there, it was terrifying. We definitely heard something.
It is strange like that. So but these buildings have so much history, and so many people have walked through them, and they change lives, don't they? Really, sometimes whether it's with the show that you see, or whether it's part of the excitement of the sort of venue that it actually is. And some of the newer venues, they've got interesting pasts of what's been on the site before. So it must be great for you guys when you're making your way around.
It's good fun,
Yeah, cool. Right. What have we got? Anything down here? Are we about to head off to...
Well, I would say that cool is probably the operative word at this point, because we are now standing in a cold spot that is associated, at least for the believers, with a supernatural phenomenon, which in the Grand Theatre is known as the Grey Lady. And in this area, if you feel a sudden chill and perhaps get a scent of lavender, then you may well be experiencing the presence of the Grey Lady. And she is, the stories about her vary, and in one of them she's actually quite an important figure in the society. She's the mayoress, or the wife of the mayor. But she is reputed to have fallen from box A to her death.
I think we now need to move on to box A. Shall we head through these doors? Now, if you've never been in a box at the Grand, it is an interesting experience. Oliver, you know the door for us.
Big door.
Yeah, lots of big doors. So head straight down towards the box. We shall sneak this way. Ancestors in tow.
I don't think any of us are going to have a chance to feel any chills because we're all wearing about 8 layers each.
The dressing rooms are boiling as well.
So this is the box area, and it's one of the places, Ian, and it's quite interesting. And I do feel a bit of a cold spot here. Is that just the air conditioning?
Well, you see, you've got some interesting phenomena in a theatre, which those who are perhaps more sceptical would associate with some of the supernatural phenomena that might be recorded. Because what you have is, as well as this place where people come and experience intense emotion, which of course believers would say is the kind of thing that can lead to supernatural phenomena, in a theatre you've also got a very practical scientific process going on. You've got an empty building, which when it's empty has these incredible acoustics and can be a very silent and quiet and atmospheric place. But then you put a show on, fill it up with people, have all the lights on, it gets really, really hot, then everybody leaves, and then it cools down. And as it cools down, you can get all sorts of strange drafts and doors rattling and things like that. So that's what the rationalists would tell you is perhaps in part an explanation of some of the phenomena that people witness.
We're going with ancestors, aren't we, ancestors?
Yeah.
This is
Absolutely.
You just said it was the air conditioning.
Probably just there. Right, let's head through to behind the scenes then in a
Box
moment.
A.
Yep.
The question is, would you dare to open the door?
Oh, that's quite serious
Well,
now.
it's locked, so probably not.
All I'm saying is,
From the inside.
Okay, let's go back. I'm scared. Let's go behind the scenes. Right, so now we're going to head down past the dressing rooms next, and through we go.
I was definitely just terrified by that Hoover turning on, by the way.
We get a little glitch in the signal as we go down here. It is not the ancestors. It's interesting to see what's going on because there's someone in there. We can see the dressing rooms. Behave. Which dressing room have you guys got? You up here?
I'm in number 4.
We are upstairs.
Yeah. So let's head through the corridors. Hopefully James is okay and Cameron's back there.
There's not a ghost in dressing room number 4, is there?
Well, there will be. We shall find
That's the
out.
most famous ghost.
Oh, I might have to move.
I'm sure it'll be quite safe. So we're just heading down to the backstage area now, and places you may not have seen in the theatre before. You guys are used to all of this, aren't you?
Yes, yeah, this is home to us.
I don't like this. It's giving me a weird feeling.
So we make our way to the stage, and we've got the auditorium behind us, but fantastic to see the setup here, and it is a brilliant show, as we say. But before we start to actually work our way into talking a bit about the plot, Ian, any stories of the stage?
Well, we've talked about what we describe as the public areas of the building, but actually over the years, performers have experienced some oddities, and probably the one that was personally recollected to me, although if you look in the Express and Star archive, there is a press story about it going back years, but Victor Spinetti, the actor, who was in several of the Beatles films and came here several times, he distinctly recalled an occasion where he came to the Grand Theatre. He was in the old dressing room 2, which I think was a slight L shape. It doesn't exist now. But he walked in, clearly saw a woman who he took to be a cleaner, started chatting to this woman who didn't reply to him, and he looked around the corner into the L, as it were, and there was nobody there. So he was left feeling either that he'd hallucinated or experienced something supernatural.
quite frightening stuff. But interesting to see how it's going to pan out as the rest of the cast enjoy the show. As you say, brilliant music, great acting, fantastic looking costumes, except you get to wear normal clothes.
Yeah, this is it's in my contract. So yeah, I had to have normal clothes.
And he gets to leave the theatre within about 3 minutes.
Yeah, because there's no makeup either.
Ages.
First to the bar. Yeah,
that's what counts.
It means he's got to buy everyone a drink though, so you know.
Thank you for that. But no, it's been great. Thank you for joining us on the tour. Anything that you've seen that's worrying you slightly now?
I think you're the person to answer.
Yeah, no, I'll just sit quietly in my locked dressing room for in between shows now.
But if there's a slight smell of lavender, you know that you've got a visitor from one of the ancestors. And the rest of the gang, hopefully you're going to nip and get some Yardley's lavender now.
Yeah, there it goes. Yeah.
That'd be brilliant. But thank you all. Have a great time. Break a leg as we run through to the end of the run. Right on the way through till Saturday. You can see the Addams Family here at Wolverhampton's Grand Theatre. grandtheatre.co.uk to get your tickets online, or 01902 429212 is the box office number. But from the stage of the Grand, thank you all, and we look forward to seeing you again soon. Ta-ra for now.
Thank you.